Now watch. Watch this dude. Yep, man does not waste no time. He's not wasting even a single second sidestepping that puddle. You want to know a secret? This Chad's socks are dry. You want to know how? Well, check out this video's sponsor, Vessi. Alright, girl, what are you doing? You're just flexing at this point. Listen, it's getting colder, it's raining all the time, and now you gotta tie those bootlaces together, okay? But with Vessis, these stylish, comfortable bad boys just slip right on. Don't waste any time. These extremely lightweight everyday shoes are made from Dymatex, a dual climate knit material that keeps you cool in the summer and warm during the colder weather. Girl, put your feet back in the van! Oh, and if you haven't noticed already, these shoes are 100% waterproof. Next time you see that puddle, just smash it. This is super helpful for me because it rains in Japan like all the time, you know, way more than it should, okay? I'm tired of soggy socks, man. I am now a Chad, and it will be my mission to step on every single puddle that crosses my path. Vessis are my go-to shoes by my door. They are giving away a pair of socks of your choice to the first 100 shoes sold using my code SOCKSDAIDUS. Check out their early Black Friday sale at vessis.com/Daidus. If you missed your chance to get a pair free of socks, Vessis early Black Friday sale is on now. Get your style and size the way you want it before it sells out.
Squid up?
No, squid neutral.
Alright, dudes. I always usually talk about the years through high school and college. I don't know, man. I guess I just found it fun to talk about, you know, the struggles of adulting. But hey, let's bring it back to my childhood. I am 3 years old here. Yep, we're going back that far. How do I remember? I don't. My parents do. Most kids usually start to learn how to talk at the age of 3. And guess who couldn't talk at the age of 3? Yes, you saw it coming. It's me. At daycare, they told my parents that they were about to kick me out of the care program because I was nonstop throwing objects at the staff and other kids. Apparently, I was a very angry 3-year-old. Now, I'm guessing this was very embarrassing for my parents because the daycare kind of sounds like they were blaming it on the parenting skills because, like, who else is there to blame, right? I feel bad for imagining this. So now my parents brought me home and they were probably like, okay, is our kid okay? Like, something going on upstairs or anything? Why can't the little guy talk? Obviously, they were very worried, so my dad mentioned the problem to my grandma, and she said, wait a second, you also couldn't talk until a very late age. Check under his tongue. Yep, and there's the answer. Just like my father as a baby boy, I was tongue-tied. Thank you, Papa, for giving me all the best genes. Anyways, what tongue-tied is basically a short, thick, or tight band of tissue that ties the bottom of the tongue's tip to the floor of the mouth, as you can see here. Being tongue-tied can also affect the way a child eats, speaks, swallows. A great example of this is me. Look at this dumbass. So remember when the daycare was about to kick me out for being nonstop angry and throwing objects at every living thing that moved within my vision? Well, it turns out I was throwing things out of frustration because I couldn't communicate the way I wanted to. Okay, cool. So we found the problem. Tongue-tied. Are we fine and dandy now? Is the squid boy gonna grow up to become a normal kid? Nope. On to the next problem. Just like my dad before me, I also had hearing problems. First, I couldn't talk, and now I couldn't hear. Thanks again, Pops, for the best genes ever. Apparently, my ear tubes were too small. The medical term for this is the eustachian tube dysfunction. I don't know. And it happens more or less to a lot of kids under the age of 7, okay? I remember some of this. I remember frequently going to the doctors. Like, I swear I was almost like once a week at one point. My kid brain was like so done, dude. So at first, they decided to remove my tonsils because tonsils can cause ear infections in the eustachian tubes. That could lead to permanent hearing loss. That's not good. Next, after a million doctor visits later, they decided to insert plastic tubes in my ears. I don't know the science behind this. I guess it's for better drainage. A million more doctors later, and they decided to do it again. Since the plastic ear tubes usually fall out within a year, now the doctor was thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that we might have to do an operation where we widen up those ear tubes, boy. More doctor visits, and luckily, before I got the operation, my tubes decided to widen on their own. So finally, I got a lucky break from my dad's cursed genes. Woo, that was a lot of doctor visits, but now we got a kid who grew up not being able to speak or hear anything. So clearly, this kid is quite behind in life. Early development as a kid is very important to your growth, but when you cannot hear as a wee lad, you don't respond to things. And responding to things as a wee lad is what makes you learn. I'm saying I'm a slow learner. Kids who grew up with speech and hearing problems end up becoming space cadets. We stare into space and we're just off into imagination land. Maybe this was the reason why my brain ended up creative. I don't know. Copium. Let me cope. Anyways, as you can imagine, I had a hard time speaking. I had speech therapy all the way until 4th grade. Like, I remember this vividly because I got goofed on for how I spoke. Instead of movies, I would say moosies. Bathroom would be bathroom. Thief would be teeth. And my favorite spaghetti would be muschetti. You think it's like cute, but bro, like I was pretty old. I was like 11. Oh, my bad. Did I ever say earlier that my ear problem was fixed? Nope. More problems. I remember this like it's yesterday, boy, because it went on for years. Randomly, every hour or two, I would start to hear these very long, ongoing beeps in my head. It kind of sounds like This is called ringing in the ears. Is tinnitus. You know, hearing tones that aren't really there. It would last a very long time, and it would do that for years, every single day. As a kid, I thought this was normal, dude. Me, a 4th grade kid, thinking every other person on earth hears these random beeps in their head. How was I supposed to know? Later, my parents would bring me to these sound booths, okay? And they're basically doctors who specialize in hearing. They had me go on the other side of the soundproof glass, asking me to put on my headphones. Basically, kind of looks like I'm about to start my mixtape. The doctor lady would go, "Okay, raise your hand when you hear a beep." I didn't press the button yet. These beeping sessions went on forever, and I had to go so many times, maybe because I kept failing. Anyways, you're probably thinking I had a terrible childhood just based off this story alone, but in reality, my childhood was bomb. Thank you to my wonderful parents. Most of these problems weren't such a big deal anyways, okay? Because I was in La La Land for half the time.
Wow, that explains a lot.
You take that back!